question may now arise, where do we go after rest pause training? How could you possibly train more intensely than that? Well, the answers are new heavy-duty training methods, Infitonic training, and Omni-Contraction training. Infitonic training is very similar to rest pause, in that each rep is a maximum effort, with the added difference, however, that the negative aspect of each rep is also maximum. In other words, you'll do your regular rest pause maximum repetition, but now what you're going to do as well is lower the weight very slowly with a little bit additional downward pressure being provided by your training partner. In most cases, the weight that allows for one maximum positive rep will be sufficient for the negative rep that follows. Where it is not, again, I suggest your partner provide additional downward resistance by pushing down on the weight while you fight it up. Your partner must be very careful, however, and not give so much downward pressure that you lose control and hurt yourself. He has to be very attuned to what you're doing, and if he's not, he may provide too much pressure and cause an injury. Keep in mind that the key to generating more and more effort is to make each muscular contraction as severe and as intense as possible. In my book, Heavy Duty, I mentioned the fact that our skeletal muscles each have 3 levels of strength: positive or raising, static or holding, and negative or lowering of the weight. Each of these refers to a different type of contraction: concentric, eccentric, and static contraction. The ultimate intensity method would be one that provided for maximum effort on each of these types of contractions on each and every rep. Hence comes the name of the method, Omni-Contraction, or all contractions. After warm-up, choose a weight that allows for a maximum single, as in rest pause training and Infitonic, but this time as you lower the weight in the negative aspect, stop the downward progression at 3 different points in the range of motion. One close to the top, not quite towards the midway point, then stop it again at the middle, and once at a point near the bottom, not quite towards the extended position. Hold the weight in each one of these 3 different positions and attempt to reverse the downward motion and actually try to raise the weight again, which should be impossible, and hold each position for 2 to 3 seconds at the most. Perform just like rest pause by resting 10 seconds between each of the 4 or 5 reps of the set. You might also select 3 different positions, 3 different static hold positions for each repetition, so that you work many more points in the entire range of motion statically. Follow the same basic guidelines as in rest pause and Infitonic training. You might also be innovative here and combine all 3, Infitonic, rest pause, and Omni-Contraction training. Maybe 1 set of each on 3 different exercises, so that you would do a total of 3 sets per body part. Bear in mind that all 3 of these are relatively new methods, and therefore accurate guidelines haven't really been established. You can rest assured, however, that as long as you keep to the basic tenets of heavy-duty training, you can confidently formulate your own routine.
These routines are meant to serve as guidelines. They are not intended to restrict your training. Certain exercises can easily be substituted, so feel free to be creative. The important thing to remember is to adhere to the basic underlying tenets of high-intensity training. Ray and I have demonstrated various exercises with many pieces of equipment. This is not to suggest, however, that various other types of equipment could not be used just as effectively. You may even find that certain types of equipment suit your individual temperament. Various combinations of equipment can be used with varying degrees of success depending upon your goal and effect desired. Whatever you choose, free weights or machines, no one piece of equipment is capable of working magic. For optimal results, the single most important factor is intensity of effort. The results you realize will be totally dependent on the energy you put forth. So give it your all and realize your ambitions. This is your host, Mike Mentzer, wishing you much success with high-intensity training.